Am I the asshole? For telling a guy he's socially incompetent because he was rude the entire dinner? So yesterday I was sitting at dinner at our college dining hall with a friend of mine, a guy I met from my class, and his friend. His friend was fine at first, but gradually he became the most annoying person I've ever met. Let me explain. He constantly interrupted everyone at the table, told stories that were completely unrelated to the stories being shared at the time, and everything that came out of his mouth was about him. Literally nobody else. No questions, no comments about what someone previously had said, just what he wants to say next about him. This man was 23 acting like a 10-year-old. By around what felt like the fifth time he interrupted me, he proceeded to cut my friend off when she was right in the middle of a story with some bullshit. I said excuse me, my friend was talking. He said sorry. And fucking continued to interrupt us when we were talking. I was ready for this dinner to be over since he already ruined it, and his friend could tell we were done with his social incompetence. His friend said they had to go and we breathed a sigh of relief. As we were leaving, he tried to hug me and I dodged the hug. He said something along the lines of "This was really fun, I want to ask for your number," hitting on me, and I just said seriously? No. He said why not? I hesitated, looked at my friend, and told him the truth. That he was rude all night long, constantly interrupted us, and did not seem to understand any social cues. He seemed visibly upset and his friend shook my hand and they walked off. Every part of that man made me uncomfortable to my core. His behavior was just horrible. I wish you could have seen his behavior to understand what I mean. I promise you I'm not overreacting. Usually people like this seem ignorable, but he was speaking every 5 seconds. My friend told me she understood why I said that, but it was really bitchy of me and that I need to work on my reactions. I told her that I was so done by the end of the night with his audacity and blindness that I snapped. I feel pretty bad, but at the same time, our other roommates told us that I was being reasonable after I explained the situation. My friend said that I shouldn't put effort into pleasing weird men or making them feel comfortable. I still feel shitty. Update: I blocked his Snapchat account and hidden me on Instagram. I am so done with this creep. Like I didn't even know that people like this existed. NTA: he asked for your number, you refused. He asked why, you answered truthfully. There is no reason for you to feel shitty about this. My friend said that I shouldn't put effort into pleasing weird men or making them feel comfortable. Your friend is wise, not the asshole. Not the asshole. This is a learning lesson for that guy. I have ADHD and I have the hardest time not interrupting others. It just takes a lot more effort on my part to wait my turn to speak. I know everyone is different and some have a harder time being social or reading social cues, but it's not impossible. Just takes more effort for some of us. Also, being told by someone to stop interrupting isn't a negative thing. Give them the time to speak just as you'd want someone else to do the same for you. It was really bitchy of me and that I need to work on my reactions. Not the asshole, and your friend is way off base. Do you want more Andrew Tates in the world? That's how you make more acts. Anyway, he demanded to know why you weren't interested, so you told him. Don't ask a question if you can't handle the answer. My friend said that I shouldn't put effort into pleasing weird men or making them feel comfortable. This friend is correct. Not the asshole. Maybe he's acted that way because no one has ever been brutally honest. So here's the thing, maybe he doesn't know, maybe he has no idea what he's doing, maybe he really just doesn't see those social cues, maybe it's not his fault. But it's also not your fault, or your responsibility, and honestly you may have done him a huge favor by slapping him across the face with reality to say, hey buddy, recalibrate, it's time to get your shit together. You're fine, and honestly you may have helped him. You shouldn't put effort into pleasing weird men or making them feel comfortable is the right take here. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Realistically, he needed to hear that and hopefully will take it as a learning moment. Not the asshole. Doesn't sound like you're the R. If someone was being rude and cutting everyone off all dinner, I would feel the same way. I think you snapped after he asked for your number. I hate when this happens and it's really awkward to say no, but also you shouldn't have to give someone your number that makes you uncomfortable. Good for you, it's probably the first time anyone corrected the guy or called him out on his behavior. Not the asshole. That behavior is a massive pet peeve of mine. You did him a favor by letting him know what he did wrong. It's up to him now to see if he can fix his shitty social habits. But it was really bitchy of me and that I need to work on my reactions. Your reactions are perfectly fine. You refuse to be in the company of strange and inappropriate acting people. Might hurt their feelings, might save your life. Not the asshole. If he's still hitting you up, you weren't rude enough. Not the asshole. Trust your instincts. Not only was he rude, but the hug and the DM after lead you to feel like he is a creep. He probably is. Not the asshole, but keep an eye out. If he starts showing up places, let campus police know. Not the asshole. The friend who told you that you shouldn't put effort into pleasing men and making them feel uncomfortable is correct. They are not entitled to your time and attention, and it seems like this particular guy may have believed that since he continuously interrupted people and tried to make it a night about him. Good for you for calling him out and being honest. Not the asshole. Always trust your gut. This man made you feel a way, and you should trust the feeling. My ex-husband was an over-talker. It was miserable. He would never stop, no matter the subject. Either he was an expert, or his buddy was an expert. I now see that he acted this way because he was nothing but a wimpy little boy who needed to show others he wasn't. Maybe he listened to your feedback, maybe he didn't. Either way, you don't have to put up with him. Not the asshole. Ew. If your friend feels so bad for him, she can give him her number. Oh, she doesn't want to do that? Of course she doesn't. And of course you don't. And now he's stalking you. Of course. You may need to bring this to the attention of your university. Not the asshole. I have a horrible suspicion you have been in the presence of a thoroughly misguided acolyte to some online so-called pickup artist. If this is the case, he thought he knew what he was doing and it was a deliberate and insane attempt to seek some kind of social dominance. And then the poor fool was thoroughly confused. You didn't find his commanding presence incredibly sexy. Not the asshole. Shun him. Not the asshole, and even if he acted accordingly, you don't owe him your number. Eat or a hug. Not the asshole. He hasn't had enough of people like you in his life to point out his bad behavior to make him feel a need to change. People like your friend, who say just to let it go, are why he feels it is acceptable to be that way. Honestly, he can't learn what he did is rude if nobody calls him out on it. It would have driven me crazy at some point as well too. Also, by the other comments, you told him politely your friend was talking and to stop interrupting. All courtesy was already used up at that point. You didn't say it till he actually asked you why. Not the asshole. My friend said that I shouldn't put effort into pleasing weird men or making them feel comfortable. Your friend is 100% correct. And guys like this are never going to figure out why everyone runs away from them if everyone just ghosts out and doesn't say anything. Not the asshole, and good for you for calling out his bad behavior to his face. He was literally asking for it when he asked why not. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. When I was 17, someone told me point blank about a behavior of mine that was socially inept. 40 years later, I'm still regularly thankful that they did so. Because of them I was able to grow into a better person, and I shudder to think of what my life would have been like had they not spoke up when I was still young enough to fix it before it became part of my adult reputation. You did him a favor, and hopefully one day he will be thankful for it.